Okay, someone asked me why I chose the Brother Scan and Cut over the Cricut or the Silhouette. So I just want to show you a few things. So the nice thing about the Scan and Cut is it's a standalone machine. I don't need any cartridges and I don't need to connect it to a computer. It does a couple of things that I love, and I'll show you. We'll kind of go through it. The first one is stamped images. So here I've just stamped a couple of images from this Close to My Heart set called Camper Crazy Occasions. So what I can do is I can scan this in and then it will cut it. So I'm going to load the paper onto my mat and then I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so I have the paper loaded onto my mat. So now I'm going to just go through a few prompts. So I'll scan. I'm going to scan to direct cut. And then I take my mat. You guys will have to forgive me, I'm doing it one-handed. And load my mat in. And then I press start and it scans it first. You can see just like a Cricut, it's feeding it in. Get away from the wall a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. So now here I can see where it found my shapes. And I'm just going to close this in and okay, and I could have it draw around it, but I'm going to have it cut and then start. I'm just having it cut out the first one because I want to color the other ones before I cut them out. And then it's finished, so okay, and then I can just unload the mat, and I'll show you this. You can see my other ones are still attached. There's the hole, and so it has fussy cut this stamp pretty perfectly. I don't know, get out of the light here. So there's no way I could have cut around the little trailer hitch just that perfectly. So now I can color this and use it on a card or scrapbook layout. So I'm going to load the next thing on my mat that I wanted to show you. Just a minute. Okay, so this next image is just an image I pulled from a coloring book, but this could also be something you printed off your computer. So I'm going to load it. And then, so this could be any clip art that you've used or pulled offline. So I'm going to scan it. And I'm going to direct cut. Sorry, my arm keeps going in front. So there it is, scanning. So if you found a bunch of clip art that you were going to use for a project, you could easily scan it in and then have the machine cut it all out, unlike a Cricut where you would have to use each individual item. So you can see it sees my image on the computer. Okay, I'm going to show you something else in just a minute. So here I just hit OK. It sees the outline of my image. I'm just going to narrow the field of focus here. There we go. And I hit OK, and then I hit cut, and start, and again, it's just going to feed it in and cut out this image. And I can just pull off this image. use both hands, that goes better. And I could glue her onto a piece of cardstock or frame her or whatever my project is going to be after I color her. Or I could color her first and then cut her out. So the next thing I want to show you is how you could take anything, like here's a heart that I drew, forgive my terrible drawing skills, and you can scan it in, and then you could cut it, not just cut out the heart that I drew, but I could cut it on various items. So I'm going to scan. I'm going to scan to cut data. I'm going to load this in. And so it's going to scan. It's going to take a minute to register the scan. I won't make you wait while it does that. It's just a second. Oh, there it is. So you can see that it's got it in there. Now I could weld some shapes. There's some different settings on here of things I could do. I'm just going to go ahead and outline it on here and save it. And then I can choose if I'm going to save it on a disk or if I'm going to save it on the machine. I'm going to save it on the machine, and it gives it a file name. And now, if I wanted to, I can go in here and save data, and it shows me what I've saved on my machine. And there's the heart, and I could see it there. And so now I can do some different things. I can size it, I can add it, I can just cut it, I can have it drawn. So anything that I can come up with, I can adjust right here on my machine, or I can pull it off the computer. The last thing I want to show you guys is it also has a bunch of preloaded items. So I've got a couple of alphabets always on here, and a couple of shapes, some sayings. So I don't ever have to put a cartridge in here. If I want a circle, I have a circle. I can size the circle, I can do quantities. So that's why I selected this machine over the other two, simply for ease of use and versatility. Anything I can find online, I can scan, I can cut. Anything I can stamp, if you're a stamper or a card maker, I don't have to fussy cut anymore, which was my least favorite part. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks.